Okay, I want to talk about the plastic ban in Malawi. Malawi, like most African countries, is a country that really has a huge appetite for plastic carrier bags. Everywhere you go, you see these small blue carrier bags that people buy, use once and throw away. And so for the past 10 years, the country has been taking strides to say this must come to a stop. And I'm very happy that we've realized it's polluting our water sources. Every river has them. It's polluting the land that we rely on when it comes to agriculture. It's polluting the air, because every morning when people want to make fires, like about 97% use firewood and charcoal. When they want to make fire, they use these small plastic carrier bags. So it's an environmental crisis that I think affects almost the basics of our livelihood and economy. And around 2011, the United Nations took some policymakers to Rwanda to learn from Rwanda, which is currently the cleanest, which is home to the cleanest city in Africa, Kigali, to learn how they kicked out plastic. And when they came back, we took quick steps to make sure that we became probably the country that has the cleanest city, the second country to have the cleanest cities in Africa. And so our government engaged the manufacturers of these small single-use plastic carrier bags so that they can shift towards making alternatives to stay in business. And then they quickly made a law to ban the use of single-use plastic. Unfortunately, the manufacturers took that law to court, and they challenged it, saying, one, we didn't have success stories in that regard in Southern Africa. They also challenged that it would affect the livelihoods of workers and even investors, and that Malawians didn't have alternatives for these carrier bags. After a long battle, and I'm very happy that government insisted on fighting the capitalist war that the manufacturers were waging against the ban. And last year, which is in 2019, we saw that the Supreme Court of Malawi upheld the ban. And one of the major issues that have come out of the long battle against the forces that united against the ban is that most Malawians became aware of the harsh effects of plastic. And so now, when you go into shops, you can find some Malawians saying no to plastic carrier bags that are still on sale, although we have a law banning them. You can also find Malawians that are talking to their friends saying we can do without plastic. And we've also seen some businesses coming in making alternatives like baskets made out of plant material. We've seen bags made of cloth. We've seen a lot of alternatives that are coming into the market, and when you see people using those, it looks like a miracle, because since the restoration of democracy in Malawi in 1993, we saw systems collapsing, environmental management laws being thrown to the dogs, and everyone was free to do anything, even if it harms the shared environment. But now people are waking up to say, okay, we can do something about the huge appetite of plastic carrier bags. I think this is an amazing story that's coming out of Malawi, but we still have to do more in terms of enforcement, because we know the plastics are still being made, the plastics are being distributed, and the plastics are still being seen where they shouldn't be. I think if we move from just being happy about the policy and the small gains that we are making towards taking action, collective action, it's not just a job of government, I think we'll win in the battle against plastic.